All right, you guys, thank you all so much for being here this morning. Let's go ahead and start seated. We're going to find a place on our mats where we are comfortable. Please make sure as you come into your beginning seated posture, let's make sure that hips are higher than the knees. So if you are really flexible, then sitting on the ground is really easy. If you need a little bit of extra opening because it's early in the morning, please find blankets or a zafu to help support. There we go. Okay. Once you get yourself in a space of comfort, you guys, I'm so grateful y'all are here this morning. Thank you. Let's go ahead and let palms come to rest on the tops of the thighs. Okay. I'm going to give everybody fair warning. I was already talking about this earlier. This is my first week back in school, and so my brain is doing a little stutter in terms of transitions. So if I suddenly do the in the middle of class, you know that I'm trying to find my words. Okay, there we go. I just wanted to say it's my little caveat for today. So I will do my darndest to not mess up my lefts and my rights. Okay, there we go. Once you find that, let your eyes close. Take a moment under normal breath, allowing your body to breathe you, and begin to notice and observe how your body's actually feeling this morning. As your body breathes you, take a moment to settle in. Take a moment to make whatever movement, whatever fidget feels necessary, knowing that it can take your body up to a minute to begin to discover where it actually is in space, to really feel that connection. To really find the sits bones and feel the connection there. To take a moment to notice the low back. Does it feel like it's stacking well? The vertebrae are in a comfortable alignment. Taking a moment to observe how the shoulders feel. Are you observing more tension on one side than the other? Taking a moment to notice if you are having tightness through your jaw. How does the neck feel this morning? And does the forehead and the front of the scalp feel relaxed? Or are you already beginning to furrow your brow? Just gently noticing all those things, not making judgments about any of them. And then when you're ready, beginning to become mindful and to become conscious of your breath. So before we change or shift our breath, just begin to observe how your body moves as you inhale. What body parts shift and connect. And then also as you exhale, what body parts move on this part of your respiration. as you begin to come into the sense of breath and the sense of movement, let's begin to come into that deep diaphragmatic breath. So again, playing with the idea of, as you begin your inhale, breathing and filling through the low belly, and then bringing the breath to behind the solar plexus. And then finally, as you continue the inhale, behind the heart. And then as you exhale, allowing the exhale to begin from behind the heart to going behind the solar plexus. And then finally, drawing that low belly gently in and up to fully squeeze and release the end of the exhale. And again, when you take another deep inhale, beginning to find the visualization of pouring water into a glass. As you begin your breath, the glass fills from the bottom, goes to the center, and then finally stops at the top. And then when you exhale, or you begin to pour the water out of the glass, it leaves from the top, goes to the middle, and then finally ends at the bottom. And so just feel that sensation of filling yourself from the bottom to the top and releasing from the top, going down to the bottom. At this point, those of you that feel comfortable with this full diaphragmatic breath also feel open to add a pause at the top of the inhale, just enjoying that sense of stillness. You can hold the pause for 1 to 2 to 3 counts. It's completely up to you. Settling into your breath as a way of coming home into your body, allowing your mind to have a short rest and feeling the connection to the physical self. And as you're here, filling your body from the bottom and moving up to the top, and then releasing from the top and moving down to the bottom, take a moment in this next space to notice where you're placing your attention. We tend to place all of our attention from the front of the head, when in reality, we can also pay attention to the space all around us so that we create a sphere of awareness. So begin by finding awareness behind you. Can you sense, as you're breathing, your body, and maybe to a foot out away from the body, behind the head, behind the shoulders, along the spine, moving down to the sits bones. And then can you bring that awareness not only to the grounding of the sits bones, but also moving down through the ground, through the earth, feeling that deep connection down. And then can you bring awareness around the sides of the body and to the front, moving from the sides of the hips around through the front of the legs, gently bringing that awareness around the sides of the body, and then gently feeling the energy come around to the front where it meets and gently integrates, weaves itself together. And allowing that awareness to move all the way up the arms, around through the front of the heart, along the ears, along the face, and then bringing the awareness to the crown of the head and allowing that awareness to move to about a foot above. Feeling that light, feeling that energy, and that awareness. This is your proprioception. Where are you within space? And knowing that you can be aware of the entire body, of your entire body, as you sit, as you breathe, and as you connect. From this space, we're going to move into B breath. So, because this is a space of now going in, I want you to do 6 full cycles of breath. With B breath, Brahmari breath, you hum like a bee. So that's your exhale. You can have 2 ways to do this. You can simply bring your thumbs to cover your ears, or you can take your thumbs to cover your ears, index fingers over the eyes, middle fingers on either side of the nostrils, and pinky fingers on either side of the mouth. So when you're ready, 6 breaths. You'll begin with a deep inhale, and on the exhale, hum. At the end of the 6 breaths, please bring your hands back down to the tops of your thighs. So when you're ready, begin by covering the ears with the thumbs. When you've come back, take a moment to notice the difference flowing through your body. Take a moment to connect back into your sphere. Where are you behind? Where are you below? Where are you to the sides and front? Where are you above? Still using that deep diaphragmatic breath so that you're filling yourself on the inhale from the bottom going to the top. And as you exhale, you're emptying yourself from the top, going down to the bottom. When you're ready from here, let's place our hands over our heart, palms touching and stacking. Doing a little bit more with sound and vibration. I want to begin by singing the sound of ah, then we'll sing the sound of oh, then the sound of mm. On the fourth breath, please set your intent as an I am statement. Something that you most need, something that you most desire. So when you're ready, taking that deep inhale, filling yourself from the top, or from the bottom to the top. When you're ready, gently coming back. Hands again. This time palms facing down, sealing this part of the practice. Still connecting into that deep diaphragmatic breath. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. And then gently allowing the corners of the mouth to draw up as a gentle smile, and allowing the eyes to open and keeping the gaze soft. Good morning, you guys. Thank you, thank you. Okay, let's grab our straps. We're going to begin by placing the strap over the thumbs. You have a couple options. You can either just hold like this, or if you want to go ahead and do something so that you can use a little bit of resistance by wrapping to the outer edge of the hands, you're going to bring your fingers down and in towards the center, and then flip so that the strap now comes to the dorsal side or the top of the hand, and then you can wrap. This also allows you to slide it pretty easily. So we're going to begin with our hands wide enough so that they can come to the knees as we sit. Okay? So the first thing I want us to do is begin to find those inner edges of the shoulder blades. So with our hands still resting comfortably on top of the thighs, I want you to simply, as you inhale, bring awareness to those inner edges of the thigh, those inner edges of the shoulder blades. And then gently, as you exhale, squeeze those inner edges together. So it's a very small movement, just beginning to connect in. At the end of the exhale, allow it to release and feel the shoulders relax. And then again, take a deep inhale. Coming from the bottom up to the top, and then as you exhale, again, squeeze inner edges of the shoulders together. And then at the end of the exhale, allow it to relax. And then we'll do this one more time. Taking a deep inhale, filling ourselves from the bottom to the top, and then on the exhale, Gently squeezing inner edges together. And then allow that to relax. Take a moment and bring that left ear laterally towards the left shoulder blade. Breathe deeply into that right side of the neck. Just bringing awareness. If it feels comfortable, feel free to gently shift the gaze and drawing the nose down towards the floor slightly. Finding the range of motion that you have through the muscles on this right side of the neck. And then bringing your face once again to face forward. And then if your body says yes, gently drawing a line with your nose and shifting your gaze up to the ceiling, all while opening into that right side of the neck. Just paying attention to what you have and what your body's giving you today. And then gently come back so that again you're facing front. And when you're ready, deep inhale and gently bring the neck up and back to center. Pausing here, and then when you're ready, exhale, allowing that right ear now to roll towards that right shoulder. Just ever so gently. Breathing deeply now into the left side of the neck, finding the opening on that side. Finding any resistance, any discomfort, any grumpiness, and just send it love. Taking a moment to seeing if you can find a space where the opening actually feels good, where you actually want to lean into the opening. We're working to build some new neural networks this morning by finding the places that feel good. And again, on this side, gently draw the nose down towards the floor as you shift your gaze downward. Again, looking for that area where the stretch and opening feel spacious, feel yummy. They feel like something you'd like to do again. It's as if you're watching a cat stretch in the morning and oh, that stretch feels so good. And the cat gives itself completely over to that stretch. And then when you're ready, gently drawing the face again, facing front. And then when you're ready, gently lengthening, drawing the nose up towards the ceiling, gaze follows. Just noticing on this left side, areas of tension. Again, making sure that you're doing this in a way so that the body says, oh, I'd like to do this again. And then gently coming back to face forward and bringing the head up. Letting the shoulders come up and then dropping down. Coming now into the hands. So if you have your strap wrapped fully, place a little bit of tension so that you can feel that on the outer edges of the hands. When you're ready, as you inhale, coming from the bottom up, take a moment, draw the strap up. And as you're here, feel the tops of the shoulders move towards the ears. And then the next step is I want you to find those lower edges of the shoulder blade and slide them down the back. Feel the difference. If your body says yes, after you slid the shoulder blades down the back, see if you can draw the arms back just ever so slightly, a little bit more. If the shoulders are back up at the ears, please don't try this. I want you to create space and movement. And then when you're ready, exhale. Gently bring those arms all the way down. Take a moment again to roll into the neck. Notice how this feels. And then when you're ready, again, deep inhale. Bringing the arms up. Again, allow the shoulders to come up towards the ears. And then when you're ready, slide those shoulder blades down, creating space. Taking a deep inhale, we're going to gently rotate ourselves to the left first. So what may happen is that left hip is going to want to go forward, please allow that. Stack the spine. So when you're ready, deep inhale. And as you exhale, creating space, gently rotate over towards the left. You're keeping your arms long, so this isn't a big rotation. I want you just to simply discover how your spine is feeling early this morning. When you come to the place where it feels good and you're not pushing in too deeply, notice where within your spine the rotation stops. And just observe that. And then when you're ready, inhale, bring yourself back to center. Again, take a moment to slide those shoulders down a little bit further. Take another deep inhale, and then as you exhale, gently draw yourself this time over to the right. And again, if that right hip wants or yearns to come forward a little bit, allow it. Again, not a big twist. We're looking for where are you feeling the sensation? Is it approximately in the same location, but simply on the other side? Is it bilateral? Are you finding it in the same general area? Or are you finding the stop in a slightly different place? There's no wrong, there's no right. This is your opportunity to begin to get to know your body. And then inhale, bring it back. Good. Exhale, allow the arms to come down. And again, roll the shoulders. Okay. Now what I would like you to do is take the strap and bring it behind you. I'm going to move myself sideways so it's a little bit easier for you to see what it is that we're going to do. So again, feet can either stay crossed, or if it's more comfortable and your knees need a break, let your legs come out in front. Just making sure that you're not hyperextending into the knees. If you need to place a little bit of support underneath them, please do. Again, hands are going to either hold simply or you can do the twist behind as well. Again, slightly wider than your hips, you guys. So before we do anything, take a deep inhale. And on the exhale, again, find those inner edges of the shoulder blades and then just simply squeeze. End of the exhale, allow the shoulders to relax. And then one more time from here, taking a deep inhale. Exhale, finding those inner edges of the shoulder blades and squeeze. Notice that if you are here, as you're here, can you squeeze from a slightly different place? This time you're going to hold the squeeze. And then when you're ready, as you inhale, gently begin to lift and lengthen those arms behind you. Again, you are looking for a place where the opening feels good. Please don't take this to a space of discomfort. Give your body the opportunity to experience opening as something that is welcoming, that is joyful, that creates space, maybe a little bit of tickling, itching, vibration, and then let it relax. Unwind the strap. Okay. Take a moment, move into the shoulders. How are we doing? And again, move into the neck. It might be that as we're opening and releasing, the neck also wants to open and release. One more time. Hands come to the front, loop. Okay. This time, we're going to do a little bit of lateral work. So when you're ready, deep inhale, bring the arms up and over. Let the shoulders come up towards the ears and then feel them slide down, creating space. When you're ready, deep inhale, rounding through the sits bones as you lengthen the fingertips up. And then exhaling, rolling yourself a little bit over to the left. Breathing deeply through that right rib cage. Breathe. Take a moment to notice where that right shoulder is. If it's rolling forward, I want you to see if you can keep it so that it's straight. Are you feeling an opening deep into your armpit? Now, this next part, move slowly, move with intent. You're going to take this left hand, my fingers are wiggling, and what you're going to do is similar to what we did with our face and our nose. You're going to sweep that left arm forward. Gaze is going to move up, and we're going to do a gentle twist as we move laterally. So we're combining a lot of different movements here. Breathe. If your body begins to shake a little bit while you're here, that's fine. Continue to feel the sits bones ground, and then gently release, coming back straight, inhaling up. Take a moment to reconnect, sliding the shoulder blades down. Deep inhale. And as you exhale, this time rolling yourself over to the right. Breathe deeply into that left rib cage. Again, take a moment to notice what's going on in your body. Are you finding a space where the opening feels good? Where your body says, yes, I'd like to move into this a little bit more. Feeling the rounding through the left sits bone, take a moment to notice where that left armpit is, allowing the stretch to come deep into that axillary fossa. When you're ready, this time you're going to sweep that right arm forward and allow the twist to shift the gaze up. Breathe, still moving laterally. Notice everything that's going on with the body. Deep, full breath. And again, if your body begins to shake here, that's great. Gently release. And then inhale up. Release the arms down. Take a moment to notice shoulders, neck, head, and jaw. Making sure that you're also releasing any tension that you might have in the jaw. Beautiful, you guys, awesome. All right, here we go. We're gonna do some slightly bigger movement today, you guys, so please make sure that you have chairs handy as you need them. We're going to release our zafu, our happy zafu, and we're going to come into tabletop on the mat. Okay, first one, super easy. We're here in tabletop. We've got hips and knees aligned, shoulders and wrists aligned. Please remember that if this type of flexion is too much, then use a little bit of a pad underneath to lessen the degree, the angle. All right, you guys, from here. Actually, this is extension, I apologize. All right, so from here, I want you to lift the feet, stay on the knees, and then I want you to roll your ankle joints, both directions. Warming up, okay? From here, as long as your body feels that it can do this, you're going to flex your feet, curl those toes under, and then very gently, very slowly, begin to shift the hips just a little bit back. So all we're doing is now we're stretching into the plantar fascia and the muscles in the soles of the feet. Long, slow, deep breaths. And as you're here, it's very easy to get so focused on the feet that we forget about the shoulders. So take a moment and notice what your shoulders are doing. And if they've crept back up to your ears, I encourage you to play with the shoulders a little bit and see if you can find those lower edges of the shoulders and draw them down. Slow, steady breath. And then you're going to gently release. Bring the hips back up. and bring the tops of the feet back onto the mat. From here, we're going to gently draw the knees together so they're close, and then shift the body weight over to the right and allow, that lateral line along the outer edge of the hips to just gently stretch. Breathe. One more cycle of breath. Beautiful, you guys. And then inhale, bringing yourself back up to center. And then allow this to float over to the left. Again, looking at that lateral line right over the hips. So we're working a little bit into the medius and minimus glute. Possibly feeling that up into the lateral side of the low back. And just breathe. And then come up. So from here, I want you to just step the knees back just a couple inches. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our breath and we're going to create circles to kind of loosen up not only the hip area, but then also the low back as well. So as we start, we're going to start clockwise. So when you're ready, I want you to begin the inhale by coming up over on the left. So swinging hips way out over to the left. At the top of the inhale, come up so that you're fully extended. And then on the exhale, gently swinging yourself all the way back and over to the right. You're going to do this with your cycle of breath. So I want you to do 3 times each side. And then when you're done, come back to tabletop. So when you're ready, deep inhale. And exhale. Moving with your cycle of breath. And I want you to see if you can find a sense of smoothness. I want you to do this slowly so that all of your body parts really have the opportunity to express, which means that I want you to be able to connect into all of the sensations. If you do this fast, then it's really easy to not have enough time to connect into the information that your body is trying to give you. And this is first thing in the morning. So usually our bodies have a great deal of things that they would like to say. And you're coming back to tabletop. Beautiful, you guys. Awesome. Cool. Good. And just play with, what did you discover? Did you have easier rotation on one side than the other? Did things kind of crackle? Did you have more rotation on one side than the other? Did you have any type of discomfort? So from here, and you're just going to catalog those and bring awareness to that so that what you know now may cause you to be a little bit softer and kinder as we move forward. Curl your toes back under and open your knees back again so that they're hip distance. We're going to move into something that's called squat dog. So you're going to begin by really grounding deeply into the base of the palms and then shifting the body weight back so it's over the hips. And you may need to adjust to shorten your stance slightly and widen, making sure that your hands are either shoulder distance apart or slightly wider. When you're ready, what you're going to do is drop into the base of the palms, push them away, so that then you can shift that energy back and your knees lift up off the mat. This is a big opening for the plantar side of your feet, the soles of your feet. Breathe. as long as it feels comfortable, from this spot, I want you to press down through the feet, lift the hips to take yourself into a downward facing dog. Now, if that's too much for you, please stay into a squat dog, or you can come back down onto your knees and simply press back that way. Please do what feels best. Really honor what your body says. Beautiful. Gently bring yourself back down all the way and allow your body to take a child's pose. And just breathe. Take a moment to notice where you are and how your body feels. And then from here, I want you to re-extend your arms, and we're going to gently walk the hands over towards the right. And as you do that, I want you to shift your hips over to the left. And again, you're doing this to the place where the opening feels good. And I want you to breathe deeply into this. Our bodies don't always get enough lateral movement and lateral opening. And when we give ourselves time to do this work, breath becomes much easier because we can work and open more deeply into the rib cage. Any kind of rotational movement also becomes easier and more fun. And forward folding and bending can also be easy or easier. Gently walk your hands back in front. And now let's do this on the other side. So gently walk your hands over to the right. Shift the hips over to the left. And again, connect into this right lateral side. Finding the place where the spaciousness feels good. And breathe. Really continue to focus on that inhale, filling yourself from the bottom to the top. And as you exhale, releasing from the top down to the bottom. Okay. Gently release that. Walk your hands back to center. Okay, again, ground deeply into the base of the palms. Shift the hips back up so that you're more in tabletop. Curl underneath the toes and sink the hips back towards the heels. Rounding deeply through the base of the palms, you're going to push down and away through the palms so that the knees simply pop up off the floor, squat dog. From here, if your body says yes, press down through the balls of the feet and gently lift the hips up. If it feels appropriate, reconnect so that the balls of the feet are pressing down. So you're pressing down through the base of the palms. Press down through the soles or the balls of the feet. Breathe deeply and feel the lift through the rib cage and through the hips. So you're moving in opposite directions. Feel the push and the pull. Pushing down into the gravity of earth, allowing earth to push you back, and then feeling that lightness through the peak of the triangle. Shift your gaze and lightly, gently walk yourself up. Doesn't have to be all the way in between the hands. And as you're here, I want you to spread through the toes because your gaze is nice and close. Take a moment to play with the toes. I want you to lift the toes, knees are bent. You're keeping this very comfortable. If you don't need to bend your knees, that's great, but I need to bend my knees first thing in the morning. And then just let the toes gently come down. And then take your fingers and gently spread the toes just a little bit. So you're playing with toe abduction right here, you guys. And then with the toes spread, lift the toes again. So we're working again into the muscles on the soles of the feet. Gently round the toes back down. If you need to, use your fingers to help you spread your toes. And then take a moment to notice how this feels right here with the toes spread. Can you feel equal balance between the ball of the foot and the heel? Keeping these toes spread, I want you to take a moment, bend deeply into your knees, and from this point, I want you to squeeze gently into the glutes, and then let it relax. Notice what happens to your body between squeeze and relaxation. So squeeze again gently into the glutes, and from here, you're either going to come up with a flat back, if that feels comfortable, or roll yourself up one vertebrae at a time. Please do what feels best for your back as you squeeze into the glutes and gently press into the soles of the feet. And bring yourself all the way up. Hi, you guys, and I chopped myself off. So we're going to shift the camera. Okay. All right, everybody, so how are we feeling? We getting loose, feeling balanced? Yes, good thumbs up, awesome. Okay, so we're gonna play with our transitions just because it's a really good way to get into our hip flexors. So you've got your chair here just in case you need it. If you don't need it, no problem, all right? Okay, so we're gonna be facing our chair. I'm gonna start with my right leg back, okay? So hands are coming to the hips. I am about 2 to 3 feet behind my chair, and I'm simply going to take a large step back, okay? So it's about 4 feet in between. I'm on the ball of my right foot. I have a gentle bend in my left knee. Now, if you think you're gonna need the chair, please start yourself so that your toes are right underneath the back legs. If you want to play a little bit more with balance, try it first without. If your body says, I'm not doing that today, then make the adjustment. So when you're ready, from here, what I want you to do is as you exhale, feel your body connect in through the core, squeezing this left glute a little bit, and then also squeezing the right, or squeezing the right and then squeezing the left. So take a deep inhale, find the lift, and now as you exhale, making sure that you're paying attention to your knees, I want you to very carefully bend into that right knee, and come all the way down. So the toes are curled under. There you go, beautiful, look at you go, look at you go, look at you go. Awesome. From here, if you need to, place your hands on the back of the chair and allow this left leg to step forward just a little bit, okay? So now we've expanded our opening. From here, taking your hips, I want you to ever so slowly, so use your breath on the exhale, to press the hips forward. When you find that really yummy place, through the front, okay? So this could start as high as the top of your hip bone, your iliac crest. And you could feel this all the way down through the top of the thigh. Okay, breathe. Make sure that you're having fun, that you're happy that you're here. Oh. Okay, and then gently shift the hips back so you're taking the pressure off. If you moved this left leg forward, step it back to where it was before. Now here's the fun part. If you need to use the back of the chair, use the back of the chair. Play with balance and see if you can squeeze through the glutes, press down through the feet to bring yourself back up. Beautiful, you guys, awesome. From here, step forward, lightly. Gorgeous, you guys. Look at you go. Yay! Feel the difference in through this right leg. I'm changing, but that's only so that we can do the same thing now on the left leg. Okay? So again, choose what's going to feel best. This time, you're going to bring that left leg back. 3 to 4 feet. You're on the ball of the foot. Now, be mindful. This is another side, which means that your body awareness and what your body can give you may be very different. So when you're ready, hands to the hips, gently squeeze into the glutes and bend into that left knee, gently drawing it down towards the floor. Good. And breathe. Beautiful, you guys. Take a moment. Notice how things are feeling. If you have more space through the front of the thigh, feel free to walk that right foot slightly more forward. Okay. From here, if your body says yes, if you're not already at a place that feels good, shift the hips gently forward and coming in. Look at you go. Awesome, you guys. That looks beautiful. Take a moment to notice, as you're here, how your body is feeling. Breathe. One more cycle of breath. Good. And then gently, slowly, bring the hips out, pushing them back. If you need to, step that right foot back slightly. Playing again with balance. When you're ready, press down and gently bring yourself back up. Good. See if you can step yourself forward. Beautiful, you guys. Shift the hips. Nice. All right. Here we go. Chair for this next part is going to be here if you need it. We're going to play a little bit with balance. So I want you to step yourself back a couple feet from your chair. Take a deep inhale and bring your arms up wider than shoulder width or Urdhva, raised arm pose. Everybody see that? Good. As you exhale, gently squeeze into the glutes, press down through the feet, and gently, slowly sweep yourself down. Again, you can either do this with a flat back or a rounded back. Do what feels best for your back body. You're going to bring yourself all the way down, or as far down as you can come. If that's not doable today, take your blocks and use your blocks as an assist so that you're only coming as far as your body wants to open. Okay. So from here, hands are either palms down, or you can take a gentle fist, or you can use your blocks. I want you to shift your body weight into that left foot. Press down into that left foot and gently squeeze that left glute a little bit more. If your body says yes, I want you to float that right leg up. And I want you to see if you can bring it out all the way so that it is parallel to the floor. There you go, good. Breathe. Exhale, gently bring it down. Shift your body weight, and you may need to adjust your hands. Notice that my hands are in little spider fingers right now. You can make them into small fists. You can bring them down to the palms. Shifting your body weight into that right leg. Squeeze through that right glute lightly. And I'm going to adjust myself a little bit so that you can see. Hover with those left toes off the ground. If your body says yes, lengthen that leg all the way out so that it is parallel. If your body says yes, you can straighten into this right leg. Use your body as it says yes. And then when you're ready, gently, slowly lower down. Okay. From here, press down through the feet. Again, squeeze through the glutes. We're going to inhale, bring ourselves all the way back up, raised arm pose. As you inhale, top of the inhale, let the palms touch. Exhale, bring it down through the center of the body. Let the thumbs rest at the heart point on the sternum. Just take a moment and notice, how's the body feeling? And then when you're ready, release, arms down by the side. Okay. All right. We're going to move into Warrior 3 now. So, take a moment. We're going to start using the chair. So I'm back about 3 feet. Fingertips are going to come forward, so my torso, rather than being upright, is going to be slightly forward. So we're going to use this as our balance. So again, start by grounding into that right leg. I want you to squeeze through the glute, spreading or abducting your toes, so spreading them apart wide. And then really hug the muscle to the bone without hyperextending that left leg. Gently kick that right leg back. Take a moment to check in with your hips. If you've got your right hip out like that, I invite you to bring it down so that the hips remain parallel. Gently continue to lift that right leg. When you can get it parallel to the floor, then play with the idea of releasing your arms back along your sides. You've got your chair. Breathe. Find that balance. And then slowly, gently bring it down. Okay, balance for Trish today is a little challenging. Here we go. Doing it again. Coming about 3 feet apart. Hands can come to the back of the chair. This time I want you to ground deeply into that right leg. So spread through those toes. Gently squeeze through those glutes. Hug the muscle to the bone through the leg. Keep a really gentle micro bend in that knee so that you are not hyperextending that knee joint. When you're ready, kick that left leg back. Again, notice if the hip wants to flare out, I invite you to bring it down so that both sides of the hip are moving towards the floor. Press down through that right foot. When the left leg becomes parallel to the floor, release your hands, find your balance. Gaze is about 3 feet in front of you. Breathe deeply, breathe fully. You're flying, have fun. And then gently release. Hands come to the back, gently drop the leg. How are we doing, you guys? Good? All right, from here, we're going to do a very gentle back bend, you guys. So I'm going to turn around so that you can see. Hands can either point fingers down, or if you feel that you have more, fingers can go up. It's up to you. This is a gentle movement. So the first thing I want you to do here is, as you inhale, take a moment, find those inner edges of the shoulder blades and gently draw them together. As you draw them together, it might be that this is the entire back bend for you. Because as you draw them together, your hips are shifting just a little bit forward in your body weight as your torso yields and yearns towards the ceiling. If your body says yes and you'd like to do more, lift your heart more, Breathe more from the front and allow that lift to give you more roundness through the back. So rather than compressing into the lumbar spine, we're lifting and lengthening away, moving more deeply into the thoracic spine, lifting through the lumbar spine, and then gently, slowly release. Come up. From here, take a deep inhale, raised arm pose. Exhale, squeezing through the glutes, gently bringing yourself down. And here you can rest, hands at the back of the chair, stepping your feet back just a little bit more, and taking yourself into a very gentle variation of downward facing dog. So knees can be bent, feet can either be hip distance or slightly wider at this point, and lengthen through the arms. Again, you can play here, and if the shoulders are yearning towards the ears, take a moment to slide the lower edges of the shoulder blades down, creating space. Last part here is to tuck the chin up and into the chest. And breathe. Still using that full diaphragmatic breath. So inhaling from the bottom up to the top and exhaling from the top down to the bottom. Okay, finishing this portion by releasing the hands so that now we're back into Uttanasana, variation of forward fold. And what I invite you to do is take your first two fingers in between your big toe and your second toe. Wrap your fingers around, let the thumbs overlap, and take a moment before you do anything and just gently feel the shoulder blades draw down and then apart. So finding that area into the lower trapezius muscles and a little bit into the latissimus dorsi. When you're ready, you're going to take a deep inhale coming from the bottom up to the top. And as you exhale, bend into the elbows. Elbows are now pointing and drawing you down ever so gently, bending and moving away side to side laterally. Let go of the head and neck. Gently pressing down through the feet. Gentle squeeze through the glutes, connecting in and rounding, creating space through the lower body. Notice that as you do that, as you activate through the glutes, pressing down through the feet with a gentle bend in your knees as you need it, by activating through the lower portion of the body, it gives that low back a little bit more space, a little bit more relief. And as you're here, right here, you're going to do a gentle yes with your head and neck, and a gentle no with your head and neck. Feeling everything release and relax. And then release the toes. And just as we did in child's pose, we're going to do from here. So I want you to walk your hands over to the left. Shift the body weight and the hips over to the right. Breathing deeply right here. Finding that yumminess in the forward fold. And then gently walking back to the front. And then gently bringing the hands over to the left, over to the right, shifting the body weight into the left. And breathe. And if I mixed up my directions or my left and right on that one, I apologize. Breathe. Deep full breath. Gently release, coming back. All right, you guys, from here, we're now going to bring ourselves back down. So what I invite you to do is you're going to take that left foot first, and you're going to bring it up and then gently step that right foot back. So now you're coming down into a lower lunge. And you're going to gently scoot the chair away off the mat a little bit, and then I want you to toe walk that left leg up, so that from this point you can gently shift the hips down. Again, if you need your blocks, please use your blocks. So you've got lots of variations for how to do this. If it feels comfortable, you can keep your leg directly in line with your hip. If it would feel more comfortable, or you would like the variation, you can sidestep this left leg out a little bit, widening your stance. And then if it's comfortable, you can take your block and bring your forearms onto your block. So now we're moving into a little bit of a lizard pose. And breathe. So please take whatever variation feels best for you, you guys. And breathe. Slow, steady breath. Two more cycles of breath right here. And then you're going to very gently, slowly bring your torso up. Okay. And one more time. Curl underneath those right toes. If you need to scoot your left foot back again, please do so. Lengthen into that right knee and lightly hop or step yourself up. From here, we're going to now reverse. Step that left leg back. Bend into the knee, bring it down. If you need to, you're going to walk, toe walk, that right leg forward. And the first step is just simply bring the hips down, lengthening in. Again, if you would like to go deeper than this, I invite you to sidestep that right foot out just a step or two so that the foot is slightly wider than the hip. Then bring both hands to the inside. This is the first step. If you've got a little bit more and you'd like to do more, you can place your block and come down onto your forearms. If that's comfortable for you, come all the way down onto your forearms on the floor. So please take what's comfortable. Beautiful, you guys. Awesome. And breathe. Long, slow, steady breath. Filling from the bottom to the top, releasing from the top, going down. And then when you're ready, 2 more cycles of breath. And then from here, gently bringing the torso back up. Sidestepping the foot back. And then when you're ready, gently bringing that right leg back. So now we're back to tabletop. There you go. Good. Beautiful, you guys. Awesome. And from here, let's shift ourselves into extended child's pose. Couple cycles of breath, letting everything Synthesize, let it all process and come together. Really following the breath. And then when you're ready, you're going to keep one block with you. Come down into seated and then come round so that now we can come onto our backs. Oh my goodness. How did that happen? It's all the way to the end of class already. No. All right, roll yourself back. We're going to do a little bit of core work with our block, and then we'll move into final savasana. So let me adjust the camera real quickly. Okay, you guys. So you have your block. You're on your back. And I want you for a moment to draw your knees into your chest, taking Apanasana, and give yourself a gentle hug. Cool. Then just take a moment to notice how the low back feels, how your body feels. Take a moment to notice if you have a greater sense of peace and harmony within your body. And then gently bring the soles of the feet to the floor and grab your block. I want you to draw your knees back up, place the block in between the knees so that you are holding on. And you can either do through the narrow side, or if you want to try a slightly different variation today, you can move to the wide side, right? So it's like this side in between the knees, okay? So your job is to hold the block. Take a moment and see if you can do this by keeping the upper leg at 90 degrees from the hips, okay? So rather than making an angle that's less than 90 degrees, open up so that the tops of the knees are moving towards the ceiling. Let your arms come out in T formation, palms up or palms down, whatever feels best. And coming back into the breath, coming back into the sensation of your entire body. When you're ready, we're going to begin by gently rolling our lower torso over towards the right. So take a deep inhale. And then exhale, gently rolling onto that right hip. And rolling the torso over to the right without allowing that right leg to touch the ground. Breathe here. Take a moment if you feel like you need it to gently squeeze a little bit into the glute. If your body starts shaking here, that's fine. Continue to breathe. And then gently, slowly inhale. Bring your torso back upright. Pause. And with your next exhale, gently roll yourself over to the left. So you're rolling onto the left hip, rolling over, making sure that that left leg does not rest on the mat. Taking the extension to where you can feel it, but it still feels good. Breathe. Your body's going to shake, your body's going to quiver. Allow it. Breathe into it. Making sure that the shivering and the quaking feels good. There's no tension in terms of, there's no discomfort through the nerve endings. It's just muscles getting used. And then inhale, gently bring it back up. Okay, remove the block. This time, give yourself permission to either do again, knees to chest, or if you prefer, Ananda Balasana, blissful baby. Take your variation. And here, we're not trying to do, we're just simply allowing gravity to sink. Coming back to Newton's first law. A body in motion tends to stay in motion, and a body at rest tends to stay at rest. So just enjoy the rest and breathe. Feel your body sink into this, finding out and deciding where it is within space. And then when you're ready, releasing that and lengthening yourself using whatever props you need to take yourself into your final relaxation, your final savasana. So if your body feels good and is comfortable, just extend on the mat. If you know that that's going to make your low back cranky, please do a bolster. If you like using an eye bag to, in order again, come back into the internal part of yourself, please do that. Pratyahara. Let your eyes close. And take 3 breaths here using your full diaphragmatic breathing. So as you inhale, filling from that low belly, coming to the center, coming up to the heart. If you're choosing to pause, please pause, and then exhale. Giving yourself these 3 breaths so that your body can connect into itself and settle into itself. At the end of the 3rd breath, take a moment to reconnect to the heart. Find gratitude. Take a moment to thank yourself and your body for allowing you to have this practice today. And then release the breath. Coming back to where we began, where the body simply breathes us. Take a moment to again scan as you're here, all parts of your body. So take a moment to connect into the back as it connects into the earth, as it connects into the center. Take a moment to observe what would normally feel as below, but now because of where you are within space, feel the energy below the feet. Feel the energy come around the front and to the sides. Feel the energy above your head. Gently begin to find your way back, giving your body to find itself through your fingers and your toes, your hands and your feet, allowing them to make whatever movements feel best and most natural. Then use that awareness to come back into the breath in the center of the body by taking a full deep inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. Then use that awareness to bring your arms up over your head and stretch. Fingertips to toes, bones to skin. One last time, draw the knees high into the chest, giving yourself a gentle hug. And when you feel reconnected enough, gently roll yourself onto whichever side feels best and most comfortable for you. And with your eyes still closed and your breath still soft, press yourself up into a seated position. One last time, bringing your hands together in prayer, thumbs to rest at the heart center on your sternum. Eyes still soft and closed. Breath still breathing you. Thank you all so much for allowing me to be part of your practice and your day today. I honor the divine in you that is the divine in me, that is the divine in all of us. Namaste, and may the blessings be.